Batman Forever was one of the best movies of its time. Little wonder it got people talking for a long time about the Caped Crusader. But you may have asked yourself how the producers were able to make all the scenes, characters, and Gotham City look so real. If you have, here are all the secrets behind the scenes. Get ready, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Gotham City in Batman Forever is one of the coolest things about the movie. But here's the one secret that will shock you. Gotham isn't a real place. The filmmakers created their city from scratch instead of using a real city or trying to dress up an existing one. They built Gotham as a mix of tiny, detailed models called miniatures and cutting-edge digital effects. It all started with the script's description of Gotham's appearance. From there, artists and designers worked closely with the director to sketch how the city would move and feel in the story. These ideas were turned into plans for every shot, every street, every building, and every skyscraper. At first, the team wasn't even sure how they'd pull it off. Would they use only visual effects, like computer graphics? Or would they use mechanical tricks, like building moving pieces for their miniatures? They realized that building an entire city, even a fake one, wouldn't be easy. Every detail, the glowing lights, the shadowy corners, the impossible architecture, had to be invented from the ground up. The producers found a way around these problems and gave us a Gotham City that feels like it could be a real place. It's so detailed and alive that it's hard to believe it's all made up. That's the magic of how it was brought to life. How did they do it? The crew of Batman Forever brought Gotham City to life by taking to the streets of New York. But this wasn't just regular New York. They transformed and reimagined it to fit Gotham's unique personality, turning ordinary streets into something bold and bad. While many crew members were impressed with how real it looked at first, the use of miniatures truly stole the show. This might not be everyone's favorite take on Gotham, and we get why. The production design gave the city a wild personality, a mix of gritty New York with the bright, over-the-top flashiness of Las Vegas. It's bold and a little out of place, which makes it so fascinating. What stands out most is how the filmmakers created this urban jungle. But it wasn't just the city that had this kind of effect pulled on it. Even objects and different things that you could see almost anywhere in the movie. Take the helicopter scene, for example. They built a tiny, super detailed model of the helicopter and photographed it. Then they used computers to combine the miniature with other effects, stretching and shaping it to fit the scene perfectly. This was groundbreaking for the time, blending traditional craftsmanship with digital magic. The visual effects supervisor, John Dykstra, explained how the team used small-scale sculptures to represent Gotham's massive buildings. They enhanced the atmosphere by layering computer animation on top, making the world feel alive and larger than life. But what's interesting is what you don't see. Behind all the neon lights and colorful chaos was a hidden darkness hinting at the city's sinister underbelly, even if it never reached the screen. It's a side of Gotham that fans may not have noticed, but it was always lurking in the background. Batman's incredible agility and superhuman stunts in Batman Forever were brought to life using some truly amazing techniques. Think about it. If a real person jumped off a 30-story building, they'd be a tragic mess of bone and blood. But Batman leaps off skyscrapers and lands like it's nothing. How did they pull this off? It wasn't as dangerous as it looked, but just as impressive. The secret? The filmmakers didn't have anyone actually jump off a 30-story building. That would have been suicidal. Instead, they used a mix of clever camera tricks and angles. They shot the action from multiple perspectives, low angles, high angles, and close-ups, to make it feel like Batman was soaring through the air. Each shot was carefully planned to create the illusion of height and danger. The actors also played along perfectly because their cooperation was needed to make it look real. Then came the visual effects designers, who did their magic after the shots. They took these shots and enhanced them. They blended real stunts with visual magic, modifying the footage to make it look like Batman was falling from terrifying heights. Combining the stunts, camera work, and digital effects made the impossible seem completely real. It's a perfect example of how movie magic can turn an ordinary leap into a heroic, gravity-defying moment. Now for something that everyone loved very much. Remember Batman's super cool car, the Batmobile, from the movie Batman Forever? The creators put in much effort to make it look and perform amazingly. They didn't just add special effects, they built a real working car with some awesome features. The Batman Forever Batmobile was powered by a Chevrolet 350 Z3 high-performance engine boasting 345 horsepower. Its body was crafted from a high-temperature epoxy fiberglass laminate, making it strong and lightweight. A high-temperature epoxy fiberglass laminate is like a super tough, heat-resistant sandwich made from strong glue and tiny glass fibers. Building this Batmobile was a big challenge. The special effects team, new to such large-scale projects, went all out to create a car that was not only visually stunning, but also functional. However, handling it was so tricky that a stunt driver crashed it on the first day. The Batman Forever Batmobile remains one of the most iconic vehicles in movie history, and it was all made using innovative design with cutting-edge technology that brought it to life. One of the most talked about choices in Batman Forever, for better or worse, was the addition of rubber nipples to the Batsuit. Yes, the Bat nipples. To this day, they remain one of the most debated aspects of the movie, especially since they returned to Batman and Robin in 1997. Fans have long wondered why the late Joel Schumacher, the film's director, made this unusual design choice. In 2017, when speaking to Vice, Schumacher finally explained his reasoning. By the time Schumacher took over directing duties, the process for creating the Batsuits had improved greatly. The rubber molding technology was much more advanced than what was used for the suits in the first two Batman movies. This gave Schumacher an idea. Why not make the suit look more like the human body? He wanted it to be anatomically correct. To pitch this concept, he used images of Greek statues and medical illustrations to explain his vision to the lead designer, Jose Fernandez. Fernandez took that inspiration and ran with it, creating the suit focusing on muscular details and nipples. Schumacher thought the addition was cool, and so it stayed. While fans didn't fully embrace the choice, the director saw it as a way to add an artistic, sculptural touch to Batman's arc. Whether it was a bold, creative decision or just plain bizarre, it's something that has people talking about Batman Forever for years. Before Batman Forever was made, there were many discussions about the perfect song for the movie. And if you remember that iconic theme song, how could you forget it? It's a melody that sticks with you, and many of us grew up singing it. But getting the theme song right wasn't as easy as many would think. The inspiration for the song didn't come from some grand studio brainstorm or endless planning. Instead, it came from something beautifully simple: watching kids play. One of the producers had a moment of brilliance after observing children at play. That spark of inspiration led them straight to the piano, where magic was created on impulse. They crafted a theme song that captured Batman's adventurous and heroic feel. While composing music is never easy, the creators later admitted that this was a much simpler process compared to something like composing for a Shakespeare film. Still, pulling off a theme that fans can deeply relate with requires incredible skill and creativity. Batman Forever was made when filmmaking was on the cusp of a digital revolution. This new digital frontier allowed the producers to focus more on the creative side of storytelling rather than getting bogged down in the technical challenges of older methods. The team combined computer technology, miniature photography, and almost every special effects trick available to create stunning visuals. It was a blend of old-school craftsmanship and cutting-edge innovation. No matter how people feel about Batman Forever or the other Batman movies that followed, there's no denying that the production was packed with bold ideas and fascinating creativity. Every detail, from the unforgettable theme song to the groundbreaking visual effects, has its own story, making the film a treasure trove of intriguing and batty moments behind the scenes. And with that, we wrap it up on Batman Forever Behind the Scenes. Let us know which of these behind-the-scenes surprises you found to be the most mind-blowing in the comments section.